Hi, my name is Simmons. I'm going to be presenting some research currently being conducted in the Social and Behavioral Sciences Department at Weber State. Currently, our working title is Adult Experiences of Interpersonal Harm and Is There a Positivity Effect? So, across the developmental lifespan, individuals construct stories about their lives through interpretations of personal experiences. How individuals cognitively and emotionally process experiences may indicate a predisposition toward positive or negative meaning making. Socio-emotional theory posits that shortened time horizons over their lifespan, people tend more to focus on emotional satisfaction and finding meaning in life. Compared to younger adults, older adults may prioritize positive experiences over negative, and they may recall more positive information than negative information about past events. In accordance with this theory, as chronological age increases, the positivity effect develops in how older adults process life experiences. Also, the type of event recalled and gender matter for how people make sense of the personal past. When concerns for the future are less relevant, attention to current feeling states heighten. Little research currently exists in regards to exploring how midlife adults process emotionally rich relational experiences. To better understand emotional and cognitive processes across adulthood, our study explored to what extent do age and gender predict differences in how people re-experience a memory of perpetrating interpersonal harm and how they narrate that memory. For the participants in the study, there were 218 adults ranging in age from 20 to 69. They were recruited to participate in the study through Amazon's Mechanical Turk platform. Females represented the majority of the participant sample, sitting at 57%, as compared to males, which sat at 43%. Participants completed an online survey titled Understanding Difficult Life Events. The age-related groups included that there were 80 young adults, 20 to 39 years old, and 130 older adults, 40 to 69 years old. Following the completion of online consent, participants were prompted to recall a time in their life when they did something to damage a relationship that is or was important to them. In an attempt to anchor the event from memory, participants provided an event title and 200-character description, such as who was involved, what the event was about, and when it occurred. Participants were then asked to vividly recall the memory for 2 minutes. The purpose behind this task was for the participant to re-experience the memory. Following recollection of the memory, participants completed a series of self-report questionnaires reporting negative emotions such as sadness, anger, fear, anxiety, guilt, and shame, and well-being measures such as generalized self-efficacy, empathy, perceived likability, and self-alienation. These questionnaires served as a measure to rate the emotional experience and well-being of the narrator following recollection of the memory. At the conclusion of the data collection, participants wrote a narrative about the re-experienced memory. For the main effects of our research, in regard to self-reported emotional experience and reported well-being, there was a main effect of gender on sadness, such that females tended to feel sadder than males in their narratives. There was a main effect of gender on self-efficacy, where males reported decreased ratings compared to females in regards to self-efficacy and reported self-efficacy, and that there was a main effect of age on self-efficacy, where throughout the narratives, younger adults reported decreased ratings compared to older adults. So older adults seemed to be creating narratives that represented more self-efficacy and in their emotional tone. Regarding narrative emotional tone and kind of working with a definition of that, in what we found, for males, narratives were more emotionally positive and upbeat than females. The male's narrative detailing an incident of infidelity provided few words expressing negative emotional tone, again, such as sadness, anger, fear, anxiety, guilt, or shame, compared to the female narratives that contained a breadth of negative linguistics, such as disgust, overwhelming guilt, and selfishness. As for narrative analytical thinking, and this is in regards to age on self-efficacy. For the older adults, their narratives tended to be more analytical than the younger adults. We'll notice that the older adults' narratives contained more logical and hierarchical story structure compared to the younger adults' narratives that seemed to be more like fact stating or just describing a situation that happened rather than cluing it into how this individual may have processed through or expressed emotional feeling about it. And further on, age and gender, given our greater discussion about why this research is important, age and gender seem to matter for how people re-experience and narrate perpetration memory. How people think about themselves, their interrelated beliefs, seems to have a broad and important implications for individual functioning. Cultural and socialization processes may serve as a contributing factor to how men and women recall events of perpetration, reflected in self-reports of emotion and narrative linguistic markers. Social maturation across adulthood may foster a more analytical perspective than emotional perspective among older adults. Um, the cognitively complex and emotionally neutral narrative structure of older adults could reflect that this group has accumulated wisdom in their processing of harmful personal experiences across time. This could also be reflected in older adults' reporting of self-efficacy after recalling perpetration. A positivity bias in memory does not extend to all events. Contrary to the current body of literature, we did not identify a positivity effect of emotional tone in older versus younger adult narratives. These results could suggest chronological time serves as a buffer to self-concept in older adults compared to the short time horizon that younger adults seem to experience. Our data seems to suggest that there are nuanced relationships between the type of event and emotional memories.